Effective leadership is the cornerstone of progress, especially in the ever-changing world of technology. For over 50 years, the Society for Information Management, also known as SIM, has been developing and empowering technology leaders around the world. Recently, South Carolina has launched as the 38th chapter of SIM, and we're happy to welcome its co-founder, John Murdock. John, we're very happy to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this opportunity.
And wow, so South Carolina is now the 38th chapter of SIM. What inspired South Carolina to be the newest chapter?
Well, several things. One, certainly the growth of business here in South Carolina. It's just absolutely stunning to see what's taken place. Second is the accelerating pace of technology itself. That, and there really wasn't a place to go network and learn from others here for senior information technology professionals. So that's our primary focus, is senior information technology professionals such as CIOs, chief information officers, those that manage security and so forth, and their direct reports. Think of it this way: they're the leaders for their organization in strategizing, understanding technology and implementing it for the needs of the business and allowing it to accelerate and keep up with that tremendous growth.
Yeah. And now, is that just catered to South Carolina chapter, or is that SIM wide?
That's SIM wide.
Okay.
That's a good question, because one of the challenges you have in technology is there's pockets, if you will, of those that maybe have got an edge on what's going on. Maybe it's because of the local environment that they're in as far as their business goes. So there's a chapter in Raleigh, for example. We call it SIM RTP.
Okay.
There's one in Charlotte, SIM Charlotte, Atlanta, in many other parts of the country.
So can you give a brief overview of what the Society for Information Management is?
Yes, so we're focused on IT professionals, those that are senior and so forth. And our goal basically is to bring them together. Some people call it networking.
Okay.
But it's more than networking, it's learning from others. So when you get into a session, whether it's a roundtable that we have, or a venue that brings in just the senior most leadership, or we have something that's more in a casual setting and so forth. We also have parts of our organization that are just focused on women executives, something called SIM Women.
Okay.
We do that on a national basis, and we're taking advantage of that here in South Carolina, and we're going to be joining SIM Charlotte's and SIM RTP's focus on SIM Women, as well as SIM Atlanta. So now all of a sudden now there's an absolute need for SIM executives on the women side of the organization, if you will, to understand what's needed to lead an organization, and we provide that for them.
And now the SIM website is just a wealth of information, but something that stood out to me is that it's also a job search engine.
It can be.
Yes, and I thought that was
Right.
really interesting. And now you have been a part of SIM, working with SIM for over 8 years now.
Yes.
And I would like to hear a personal anecdote, if you will, or what you have taken away or gained from being a part of SIM.
Oh, a variety of different things. So I'm a former senior executive in financial services, GMAC, Wells Fargo, Huntington Bank, and so forth. And the thing that stood out to me is I'm dealing with individuals that come to me all the time and say, where can I go to learn more and to grow my technology background, if you will? And so the anecdote probably would be several places. One, members in transition. So about 8 or 9 years ago, I worked with an executive in Charlotte, and we formed the idea of creating a group, a confidential group, where individuals that are in transition or soon to be in transition can come and talk about what the challenges are that they're having, and maybe help them to transition to that next opportunity. So SIM does that on a national basis, and we do it locally as well in most of the chapters across the country. The other anecdote maybe sounds a little bit frivolous here, but golf. So we've found that IT executives and other executives in industry love the sport. So we've been able to recruit sponsors that help us provide significant monies, if you will, for STEM initiatives in the region. So I've been called the ambassador for our charity golf tournaments that we have in Charlotte and soon to be here in South Carolina as well. And what it allows us to do is bring together IT executives and sponsors in a really open environment. But then it provides us significant monies, if you will, for our needs, satisfying our STEM needs in the region.
The Columbia launch event, so it's in Columbia, but March 28th is the official launch event.
That's exactly right.
And John, where can our viewers go to learn more about SIM, or if they're interested in emerging into the technology industry or furthering their career, where do they go?
We've got a wonderful site, SIM South Carolina site on LinkedIn. Very popular. We're nearing 1,000 followers, if you will. And our marketing team has put out a lot of information to give a sense as to what it is and what's going on. So you'll find an event out there. We also have a website where we have other information, particularly if you want maybe a lead to get into the national side of it, or you want to become a member. We'd love to have senior IT professionals join us in the mission that we have.
Absolutely. Well, this is very exciting, and we hope to have you back as the South Carolina chapter continues its journey on. John, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Taylor.
We're back after this.